Hello. So, we were in Dallas for the weekend for Young's wedding. We just came back yesterday, which was Sunday. The past week has been kind of like crazy busy and just kind of like overwhelming a bit. So I recently just went to the doctor's office just to get like an annual checkup, and also I was kind of a little bit concerned about my thyroid just because it was looking a little bit bigger than usual. I've had an enlarged thyroid ever since I was super young, like in elementary school, and I've seen like pediatricians about it. And there was never really anything that they found concerning. So after that, I've never really had any checkups on my thyroid until just like a week ago. So I did blood tests, and blood test came out normal, and then I went to get an ultrasound just so that they could get like a better idea of like what's wrong or if there is anything wrong with it. So got ultrasound done, and it turns out that I have two nodules. One of them is actually 4 centimeters big. So that's like about the size of a golf ball. So obviously that's pretty concerning. That's pretty large. So basically now I'm planning on having a biopsy done, and that's not going to be done until about maybe 2 weeks later, basically the end of this month. And it's kind of scary knowing that you have such an enlarged thyroid, like nodule. I was kind of feeling really scared just because it's so large, and at the same time I'm most likely gonna have to get surgery done just to remove it, because I am kind of reaching that, I guess, like limit of removing my thyroid. So actually let me backtrack on that. So basically there is a procedure, I guess 2 ways of removing your thyroid. So there's one that's called like the trans oral route, where basically it's like a laparoscopic procedure. So then basically you wouldn't have like a giant, well, like a scar on your neck outside. They basically do it like kind of between your lip and gum. So when you're doing it that way, there is like a limit to how large your thyroid could be in order to be eligible to do that kind of procedure. So if you pass that limit, you're not able to do the transoral route. So then they basically would have to do the traditional route, which is basically kind of cutting your neck open from the outside and removing it that way, which would definitely leave a scar. So hopefully I am qualified for it. Another thing is that usually if my nodule is considered cancerous, they would have to basically remove it the traditional way, because the limit for a cancerous nodule to do the transoral route is 2 centimeters. So I'm like double that size. So once that biopsy results comes in, it basically determines whether I get to do it the transoral way or the traditional way. So I'm really hoping that it's not cancerous or anything like that. I am very nervous. I'm nervous in the aspect that I have to go through surgery. I guess like concern is that I wake up in the middle of surgery and I'm just like, oh my God. Second thing is that I am knocked out, but I'm consciously still aware. So basically I'm just scared that I might be able to hear and feel things, but it's just that I'm not able to move. That's my second biggest fear. And obviously the third biggest fear is that I don't ever wake up at all. But I'm hoping that's not going to be the case. But other than that, I mean, when I got my results for my ultrasound, I mean, I was actually really scared, at the same time really nervous. I was talking to Shonda about it, and I literally felt like I wanted to cry, but I was just trying to hold back my tears just because, nothing has really been determined quite yet. I really shouldn't be too worried about it. And even if it was cancerous, having like thyroid cancer isn't like the worst cancer to have, and usually it typically doesn't spread anywhere else, but if it does, it's actually considered really rare to have a thyroid cancer that actually spreads somewhere else. So I'm not too nervous or too scared about that, but just mostly the surgery, honestly. It's the one thing that kind of freaks me out the most. So hopefully I'm able to have the transoral procedure done. That's what I sort of would like to have done. But also another thing that kind of like made me kind of stressed out and nervous is also paying for the surgery. I mean, I do have insurance, but my insurance doesn't basically cover any out-of-network doctors. The doctor I want to have done, he's out of network, and so we tried calling like the insurance specialist, and basically my insurance basically won't cover it because it's considered kind of like an experimental procedure. Basically 2 doctors in this area that does the transoral procedure, because it's supposedly, I guess, new. It is fairly new, and also kind of considered, I guess, experimental. If I'm able to do the transoral route, my insurance will basically only cover about 25% of the procedure, and I would basically have to pay $75 out of my own pocket. So, having a surgical procedure like costs a lot of money. So that kind of stresses me out too, that I would have to be paying a lot, and also having to go through the procedure as well. So we'll see. But other than that, that's like, I guess, like the low light of my week. I guess, and then highlight of my week was obviously going to Young's wedding. Super happy for the newlyweds, and we got to be there, got to share that moment with them, and it was just really sweet. So they had their ceremony in like a Catholic church, and it was beautiful. Bride was beautiful. And so when they were saying their vows, Young actually started crying, and oh my gosh, I don't know why, but I love it when the groom starts crying. It's just like such a touching moment. So he started crying, and you could just see him like turn his head up and trying to like, I guess, like not let the tears fall out from his eyes, and he's just moving his head side to side, just trying to keep it together. But yeah, so hopefully, well, maybe I might show you guys like some of the pictures and like clips of the ceremony. Oh yeah, so we went to the reception basically straight after the ceremony, and it took place, I don't remember what it was called, but it was like a really cute event venue. It was like 2 floors. It had 2 floors, so you could either sit on the bottom or the top of the floor, which I really enjoyed. Because like there's just some people who don't really like being in crowded places, so having like the option of actually sitting up somewhere else where it's not too crowded, all that stuff was really nice. I really enjoyed that. It was a really cute venue. Everything just turned out really good, and I'm just super happy for them. So after the wedding, we went to Top Golf, and in Dallas there's this Top Golf that actually has like a batting cages and mini golf there, and oh my gosh, like it's huge. Like their mini golf has like 3 courses, and each course has 18 holes. And oh my god, we like literally, I think, took like 2 hours just to do 1 course, but it was a lot of fun. The only thing that I just didn't like about it was that it was pretty humid and hot, and at the same time there was a lot of mosquitoes, so we were getting like bitten everywhere, but it was a lot of fun, and so we made a little bet that whoever was like the loser had to buy tapioca for the rest of us. So I'm so glad I wasn't the loser. Just to tell y'all, Mary was actually, which isn't really surprising. She's not very good with sports. So yeah, so she had to go and buy all of us tapioca. So, but I mean, other than that, it was fun. Had a fun time in Dallas. Got to do a little bit of something, and then obviously got to see Young get married. Oh my gosh, it makes me feel kind of old. Like holy shit, like everyone around us is getting married and popping kids out, and I'm here like talking to my camera. But no, it's all good. I will definitely update you guys on what's going on with like my life, obviously, and my whole thyroid issues and all that stuff. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Yeah, so actually there isn't a lot of footages of us in like Dallas and stuff, just because I was super exhausted. I literally could not sleep in the hotel really well, just because my new piercings, because I got 3 cartilage piercings done, and they hurt a lot, and like I am a side sleeper, so I tend to like toss and turn on my left or right side, whichever makes me comfortable, and so having like basically not being able to sleep on my left side, like is a struggle. So a lot of times I would like accidentally like sleep on my left side, and then I'll feel pain, and I'm like, oh shit, like I gotta turn. So I just could not sleep. And also at the same time, because I work night shift, it's really hard too, because I literally woke up at like 2 or 3 in the morning and did not go to sleep until almost close to 4:30, 5:30 in the morning, and then I had to wake up early too to get breakfast, and then to like get my hair and makeup done. So yeah, and I was just too tired to record. So I'll probably show you guys some like pictures, and then some of the videos that I was able to record.
Awaken my heart, the start of something that would go on way too long. Reminded of you with no searching. How could I not when I keep thinking of you, when it takes me back to another time, takes me back now.
The opposite, yeah.